Welcome to our third video using this follow along sheet. Again, you need the topic 9 sheet with the A at the top. And we've already solved a couple of addition problems, and today we're going to focus in on our subtraction problems. So we are going to be working on problems 13, 17, and 21 right down here, and then we'll continue going down these columns for a couple of extra problems. Now, once again, if you're feeling confident about your subtraction of 3-digit numbers with regrouping, you can pause the video before I solve each of these problems to do it on your own and then check your work. If you want to hang with me for a couple of these and follow along right with me, that's okay too. And let's begin. So let's zoom in on problem number 13. So just looking at this problem, I'm noticing a couple of things. I have 631 minus 442. I notice that up here, my digit in the ones place is smaller than the digit below. So I know we're going to do some regrouping. I'm also noticing my digit in the tens place is smaller at the top than it is on the bottom, so I will need to regroup in that area too. So let's go ahead and get started in my ones place. 1 take away 2 cannot be done, so I'm going to go over to my tens column and take one of those tens, leaving me with 2 tens. Those 110 I can now open up as 10 tens, adding it on to the one that I already had, 10 ones, opening it onto the one I already had, which would give me 11 ones. Once again, I have not changed the amount that I'm starting with, I've just reorganized it. And now I can do 11 take away 2 would give me 9 ones. 2 tens take away 4 tens also cannot be done, so I'm going to go over to my hundreds and take one of those, leaving me with 5 hundreds. I can open up that 100 as 10 tens. Adding those 10 tens to the 2 tens I already have would give me 12 tens. 12 take away 4 is going to give me 8 tens, and then 500 minus 400 leaves me with 189. What's really cool about solving subtraction problems is that it's really easy to check to make sure our answer is correct. And the way we do that is we take our answer to our subtraction problem and the number we were subtracting, and we add those two together, and it should bring us back to the total we started with, 631. So let's go ahead and do that now. 189 plus 442, let's add it up. 9 plus 2 gives me 11, do my regrouping. 8 plus 1 is 9, plus 4 is 13, I'll put my 3 down here, carry my 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 4 is 6. And I see that it has brought me back to that 631, so I know my answer is correct before I even continue on. Let's take a look at number 17. 407 minus 129. So looking at this, I'm noticing again, I'm going to have to regroup in my ones column and my tens column. But I see some little bit of an issue here where I have no tens to begin with. So when I go to subtract my 7 minus 1, I know I need to regroup, but there's nothing in the tens column for me to take from, and that's okay. What we'll do is we'll hold off on that for a moment and actually go to our hundreds place and take one of those away. So now I only have 3 hundreds left, and I'm going to add, regroup that into my 10. So that 100 can be broken up into 10 tens. And now I can regroup for my ones. So instead of having 10 tens here, I'm going to take one of those and have 9, and then cross off my 7 and add those 10 ones to it to give me 17. 17 minus 9 is going to give me 8 ones. 9 tens minus 2 tens is going to give me 7 tens. 300 minus 100 will give me 278. Once again, I can check my work by adding 278 plus at 129 here, and it should bring me back to 407. So let's see what happens. 8 plus 9 is 17, carry my 1, 10. 7 plus 1 is 8, plus 2 gives me 10. Put my 0 ones down here and carry that bundle. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 1 more is 4. And yes, it brings me back to 407, so I know this problem is correct. All right, let's take a look at another one. Here we have what I like to call the dreaded double zero, because we're going to have to do a lot of regrouping before we even begin to subtract. I'll definitely have to regroup my 1s and my 10s because I have no 1s and no 10s up here. So let's take a look at what that looked like. I can't bundle regroup for my 10s right now, so I'm actually going to start over here in my hundreds and take 100 away, which will give me 500. I can then regroup that one bundle of 100 as 10 10s. Now I can regroup a second time up here and bring this down to 9 10s and give those 10 1s to my 1s column. So still I have 600, 500 plus 90 plus 10 still brings me to that 600. And now that all my regrouping is done, I can go ahead and subtract. 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 minus 6 is 3. 5 minus 2 is 3. So bringing me to 339. Once again, let's check our work before we move on by adding those two numbers together. 9 plus 1 is 10. Put my 0 1s down here and my bundle of 10 up here. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 6 gives me 10 10s, which makes another 100, so 0 10s and 1 100 up here. 100 plus 300 is 400, plus 2 is 600, and that checks out. What you can do now is pause the video and try 14, 18, and 22 on your own, and meet me back here. Again, you can check each one of them by adding your answer with this number here, which should bring you back to your original number. So go ahead and pause this video. I'm going to work through and solve these, and when you're ready to check all three, meet me right back here. This one, be double careful with, because a lot of times we get into the habit of regrouping when we're doing subtraction, but we always want to make sure that it is necessary. So here, our digit here is a 9, and we're subtracting 7 from it, so there's actually no regrouping needed here in my 1s. 9 take away 7 is going to give me 2. I will need to regroup in my 10, so let's go ahead and do that now. 10 minus 2 is 8, 2 minus 1 is 1. All right, and here, the dreaded double zero, I know I'm going to have to do extra regrouping for this one. Perfect. Now, at this time, I'm going to solve the next three. So if you would like to pause the video, solve these on your own, and then come back to check your final answer. Go ahead and pause now. Okay, take a moment to check your answers. And let's work on our final three. Once again, you can pause the video, solve these on your own, and then meet me back here for the final answers. Perfect. And of course, you can check all of these on your own by adding your difference here with your number here and bringing you back up to your original equation. It's a very useful skill, especially on a test, because you'll be able to check all of your subtraction problems without having your teacher help you. Thanks again for joining me. There's one more problem at the bottom if you would like to go ahead and try this one out. And you may check with a friend for your final answer. Once again, thanks for joining me. Have a great day.